Now or never. That's how one longtime environmentalist views the latest efforts to save the St. Lucie Estuary and Indian River Lagoon. There's renewed hope because the Army Corps of Engineers is poised for now to adopt a new Lake Okeechobee discharge schedule called Plan CC. And if adopted, it could cut discharges headed east 75 to 80%, maybe more, over 10 years. The plan going through final reviews, and the stakes, they could not be higher. This scientist holds the future in her hands.
I am very optimistic about us giving the seagrass a chance to bounce back.
Dr. Lorraine Simpson is the Director of Research and Conservation for the Florida Oceanographic Society.
And it looks happy and healthy.
And part of her work is to oversee this seagrass nursery on Hutchinson Island.
One is to grow it out, and then we use volunteers from the local community, and we weave it into burlap mats. We take those mats, we place them out in the lagoon and kind of stake them in, and then we let the seagrass do the rest of the job. It will root, establish, and hopefully perpetuate the population.
The health of the St. Lucie Estuary and Indian River Lagoon hinges on the health of seagrass. And make no mistake, the seagrass is on life support and has been for decades.
Declines in salinity. Seagrass needs salty water. And with a lot of freshwater discharges or inflows into the estuary, we're seeing these seagrasses stress and eventually die.
Those discharges come east from Lake Okeechobee by way of canals man-built for flood protection. It's a flood of water nature never intended. The seagrass is dying from too much fresh water or killed with nutrient-rich runoff and toxic algae from the lake and urban-suburban sources.
These seagrasses, they are homes to the little invertebrates that the fish eat, and those fish are what we enjoy going out and recreationally catching.
Some days I can see how beautiful it was.
Mark Perry is the Society's longtime executive director, and he has big numbers on his mind. For the estuary and lagoon, how much of a reduction?
Probably estimated around 75 to 80%.
The Army Corps of Engineers has a plan on the table, Plan CC it's called, that would cut discharges east into Treasure Coast waterways by up to 80%.
We'll take what we can, but we want to fight for zero. You know, we don't want this estuary on this coast does not need any discharges from it.
The plan will come up for final sign-off soon, then we'll face congressional votes next year. You sound cautiously optimistic that at long last we might finally get the permanent relief we need for the ailing estuary and lagoon.
I think that's well put. I mean, I am optimistic, but I'm still cautious because I want to see how this develops over the next several weeks.
The estuary and lagoon of Perry's boyhood are long gone.
These waters were packed with fish, packed with seagrass this deep. I mean, we just had abundance extraordinary.
He just hopes what is left can survive and thrive if the water tap from the big lake is turned way down. And if not,
people will not want to come here. They won't want to move here. They won't want to live here in this polluted water body that all of a sudden, it may look nice from the surface, but it's not going to produce the fish and the shellfish and the total ecosystem that it services that it provides.
So very much at stake for all of us. Another part of the story, the record manatee die-off as the seagrass that nurtures them disappears. I'm going to be looking at that part of the story next.